From an Orthodox Christian perspective, Aleister Crowley is often viewed as a figure whose beliefs and practices are fundamentally opposed to Christian teaching. Crowley's philosophy, especially Thelema, centers on the principle, "Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law." This places the human will above God's will. Christianity teaches that humans were created to glorify God and participate in his divine life, theosis. Crowley's insistence on self-worship and autonomy directly opposes this, and his approach is seen as prideful and idolatrous, turning the soul inward rather than toward God. Crowley was deeply involved in ceremonial magic, ritual invocation, and occult practices, including invoking spirits, attempting to control supernatural forces, and experimenting with altered states of consciousness. The Church consistently condemns occultism, Deuteronomy 18 verses 10 to 12, Acts 19 verse 19, because it attempts to access powers outside God and often opens the soul to demonic influence. Crowley's practices are seen as spiritually dangerous, corrupting, and oriented toward rebellion against God. He openly embraced sexual experimentation, drug use, and extreme forms of indulgence, viewing these as tools for spiritual exploration. Christianity teaches that the body is a temple of the Holy Spirit and that sexual activity is sacred within the bounds of marriage. Crowley's hedonism violates the principles of chastity, sobriety, and self-control, fruits of the Spirit, Galatians 5 verses 22 to 23, making his lifestyle morally corrupt and spiritually destructive. Crowley's philosophy also rejects traditional moral laws in favor of personal desire. In his worldview, there is no objective good or evil beyond what the individual wills. Orthodox Christianity holds that God's moral law is absolute and reflects his unchanging nature. Crowley's relativism is seen as rebellion against the divine order and a path to chaos, sin, and spiritual enslavement to passions rather than liberation. From an Orthodox perspective, Crowley's combination of occultism, moral license, and rejection of God is not merely error but spiritually destructive and evil. Opening oneself to demonic forces, pride, and moral corruption can lead to spiritual ruin, the opposite of theosis. In short, Orthodox Christianity sees Crowley as a symbol of spiritual pride, moral corruption, and rebellion against God. He is not merely mistaken in doctrine but embodies a form of evil because he seeks the elevation of the self above God and encourages engagement with forces the Church warns are demonic.